Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone has enjoyed their weekend. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, please like, subscribe, share. This is my Sunday weekly analysis. The markets are opening up in a couple of hours. And I just like to do a quick analysis of the different pairs that I trade and a couple others maybe that I don't trade, just to have a good view of what I should be expecting in the week. Or what we could be expecting in the week in terms of movement, in terms of, directional bias and so on and so forth. So once again, thank you. And yes, so we're going to start with gold as always. So I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible as usual, because I want to cover a couple of pairs this week. So last week, as we can see, we're on the 15-minute chart. We're going to go on the 1 hour. Gold is bullish. Okay, gold has been bullish for a very, very, very long time. As we can see, it's quite clear. Price has just been, pushing up, forming higher highs, higher lows, and so on and so forth. And then last week, we actually got to the previous level of structure here, the high of July, end of July, beginning of August, right? So that's where we are at, right? If I look at this, we see gold is in a range, okay? The highest June 2021. So let me go to the weekly. So yes, gold has been in this range that, beginning of the year, gold rallied to the downside, or rather retraced after prolonged rally upside. And this for me is like a retracement. And then it began to push up again and then retraced again on the 16th of August, most recently. And then from this time began to push up. Now, when I look at this, I'm still bullish on gold. I still think that the gold could potentially push up or continue pushing up. I actually expected it to get to get to the 1838 levels. Actually, wait, just hold on. We actually did get to 1830, but I was expecting gold to actually get to the 1838 level. So let me just go back to the weekly again. We didn't, we kind of retraced, as you guys can see. Okay. We pushed up and then we kind of rejected this zone. So definitely this is a very important level of structure, the 1833.9 level. Now my expectation is that gold is still bullish. Okay, generally gold is still bullish. Okay, so that's my bias on the weekly. If I go on the daily, similarly looking the same. I mean, we can see this push down and then now major rejection. Here we respected structure on this level. Excuse me. And now we are pushing up. Sorry about that. So when I look on the lower time frame, so for me, long term, whatever happens in between, I'm looking at whatever is happening in between as just retracements. Okay, short-term retracements, but long-term, we are bullish. Okay. Let me look at the 1 hour again. So this is exactly how we closed gold on the 1 hour. So I'm expecting it to retrace. I mean, I'm expecting the market to open on a retracement, to kind of push below and, get in, push below until possibly the 1819.368 level, 1819.36 level. So I'm just like, okay, we might push lower, and maybe even lower, okay, to just clear out some imbalances at the bottom here. that was caused by this strong impulse to the top side. Let me just look at a lower time frame, the 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm looking at it pushing lower, possibly retesting this zone, the 1819 level, and then continuing to the upside. We may, however, push up before that happens. Okay, we may push up as we go down. So this week we may see a bit of a retracement happening in gold. That's what I'm actually anticipating before we continue up. But long term, like I told you guys, I'm very bullish on gold. So let me look at US 30. As for US 30, I'm looking at, this is the 1 hour. We failed to break out to the upside, okay, last week. I'm kind of thinking that we may retrace this week some. We closed bearish, okay, we closed bearish. So I feel like there's potential to push lower and just take out some lower levels here. Okay, so I'm anticipating possibly getting to 34, 551 level. Yeah, but long term, as you can see, we are technically bullish, but I wouldn't be surprised if I saw gold retracing. I mean, sorry, US 30. I'm obsessed with gold. When it comes to the daily, yeah, even if we don't like, okay, now when I look at it on the daily, we're actually very bullish, but I would like to see gold at least take out the 35, 348 level before we continue on to the upside. That's how, that's what I'm seeing, because we've retested this zone here quite a bit. We saw it on the lower time frames. We retested this zone here. And my take is just that, we are going to push lower. Let me just confirm that again on the 1 hour. Yeah, I really, really think we are going to push lower on US 30. But remember, long term, we are bullish. So that's US 30. GU. GU is bullish as well, retracing and everything. But we are generally bullish. I would like to see GU kind of take out these highs up here. But when I look at it, I think we're in a bullish space with GBP USD. Okay, we formed equal lows here, and then we bounced off and now rejected somewhere here. May push lower, but I'm bullish on GU as well. So let me look at GBP, JPY. Maybe I'll see something different on another GBP pair. Yeah, we're looking bullish, guys. I feel like this is just a retracement. Okay, we pushed up, we retraced, and now we're just gonna continue onwards. So still bullish. Although we are scaling lower highs, we may see some retracement, maybe lower, possibly to just take out these lows. But long-term bullish on GJ as well, Euro AUD. The Euro pairs last week surprised me kind of. I was really bullish on the pairs, but then at some point there was this pivot that happened here, and this is on the daily, but even on the hourly chart, for example, I was bullish for a while on you can see here, I was really bullish and I was thinking that, it should continue pushing up, and then it started dropping, and it dropped and dropped and dropped. So let me look at this a bit closer. Are we still bearish? We are still looking bearish though, but now we are on this previous level here. If at all we drop any lower, we probably will be trying to just retest this zone here. So I'm anticipating that we'll actually bounce off this and maybe push up, but big but, there's a lot of potential downside. So I'll just wait and see how the market opens. We may actually just, because this is a really steep drop, if I say so myself. And if we don't, if this breaks out, we could get a false break, maybe to take out this previous low and then continue to push to the upside. So for now, I'm bearish on Euro AUD unless something happens. We'll look at how things are in when the market opens. I still think there's some little room for Euro AUD to drop lower. And then we had Euro NZD. This is a trade that, I kept on thinking last week, Friday, that it was gonna start climbing, and it just kept on dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, right? So as you can see in my notes here, I'm just waiting for my price action triggers for me to be able to take a buy setup. I think we may push lower a bit, but I'm just going to be looking for buys. I'm going to be waiting rather for the buy to be ready. Why I say that is because, let me just delete this. We see, okay, this is a 5 minutes. So when we go, let's say on the 1 hour. Actually, on the 5 minutes, it's clearer, yeah? What I saw here was Euro NZD dropped and then broke this high here and then came back in here, probably to just take out some lows here. So I feel like we're going to take out some lows, but I feel like we're just about to begin pushing up. So we may open with some deeper retracement or continuation of this downtrend. And I'll just be waiting to see where that pivot will happen. So that's Euro NZD, then we have Euro JPY. So yes, as you can see, last week the Euro pairs were pretty bearish. By the time the week was ending, yeah, we dropped here. I mean, NFP Friday, we did a massive drop here. And then we kind of tried to push up, but then failed to break this high and then just continued on downward. So the only time I'm going to be thinking about buying this market is if we break this high at 134.59. If we break it, then I think I'll start looking for the highs. But as of now, I'm pretty much bearish on Euro JPY. So generally the Euro pairs are bearish. GBP pairs right now that I've looked at, I'm bullish. Gold and US 30, I'm looking at some retracement, but long term we are bullish. So let me look at other pairs outside of the normal pairs that I trade. So AUD USD, for example, AUD USD. AUD USD kind of looking like the equities, looking like US 30, or rather looking like gold. Yeah, so you can see that it was a bit messy last week, NFP week. Usually not my most favorite weeks to be trading the market because of all this happening. But what we see is that, okay, so let me go to a higher time frame. Let me go on the weekly. So we saw AUD USD push up and we broke structure here, okay, at this high on the weekly. Looking very bullish looking very bullish. So we may just continue pushing up. Let me go to the lower time frame daily. Like I said, we've broken this previous level of structure. I may want to see a retracement back into this zone here before we continue to the upside. Let me just delete so that you guys can see what I mean. So yes, as you guys can see, AUD has broken this previous high here, this first one, and then there's this other high here. So I'm just thinking that maybe we'll continue to push up, but we may see a bit of a, especially because of how we closed. We kind of closed bearish, like on the lower time frame. We are seeing that, you know, we had pulled back, right? So I feel like we may need to just push lower a bit maybe before we push up, but I am bullish on AUD/USD. So let's look at NZD/JPY, another pair I like to trade. We're not trading the major pairs. Same drill, guys. Dropping, okay, dropping. Possibly wanting to take out the low of 78.181. So bearish on NZD/JPY. Let's just look at NZD/USD. I usually like to look at any pair. Yeah, so similar, guys, similar. Yeah, so that's it for today. This, I just want to, like I said, I wanted to keep this a bit shorter than I usually do. But like I said, Euro pairs looking bearish to me, GBP pairs looking bullish, but with retracements possibly on market open. Gold and US30 looking pretty bullish long term, but we may see some pullbacks on the shorter time frames. Yes, so if you found value, please guys, like, subscribe, share with anyone who you think may find value with this video. I really appreciate that, and see you soon. Happy week ahead.